Brace yourself. You're listening to E-Brace Radio.
What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 102 of E-Brace Radio. It's another edition of Let's Get Weird Wednesday. It is Wednesday, June 30th, the year 2021. Nick, how are we feeling, my man?
I'm drunk right now, Kyle. It's Wednesday, middle of the week, middle of the work week. I'm fucking hammered.
So, I thought you were still sober.
Oh, no, okay. So there have been breaks in my sobriety.
Okay.
Where, here's some news to the listeners. I bought a house. We are under contract on a house.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. So when we found out that they accepted our offer, first thing I did, we're gonna rip some shots at dinner, because we were waiting to hear back from the sellers, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And while we were waiting, we were like, I don't want to sit at home all night waiting to hear back from these people. So we decided to go to dinner, and we go to dinner, and literally within, I want to say, 15, 20 minutes sitting down, we get the call. They accepted the offer. So, first move right from there, server comes back. Sir, I'm going to need 4 shots tequila.
Now, is this for you and your wife, or was there other people, or just all for you?
Oh, no, it was 2 and 2. It was 2 for me, 2 for my buddy that came out to dinner with us. And it was the most expensive tequila they had. And it was, I got 1 shot of the Reposado and 1 shot of the Mezcal.
What about the Despacito?
I don't know the words, so I say burrito.
Hey, there you go.
Thank you. No, so, and I want it on record here first on E-Brace Radio, because as we all know, Nick's a bit of a prodigious drinker. I'm a Reposado guy, not a Mezcal guy. Can't do Mezcal.
That's good to know, Nick.
Yeah.
Is a warm tequila shot the worst shot you can take? Is it worse than warm whiskey?
I don't know. Since I've been cutting down drinking, which is true, I have cut down substantially.
Mm-hmm.
As I sit here drunk on a Wednesday in front of you, I truthfully have cut down substantially. It's been a week, and I decided to indulge a little bit tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of that, since I've cut down, really the only thing I've drank has been tequila shots.
So you and Kaylee would be great to hang out with. Well, you two together, because all she drinks is tequila now. All she drinks. She swears it doesn't give her as bad hangovers. She likes the taste of it. But when Kaylee drinks tequila, that means that we all have to take tequila shots. Which a warm tequila shot, when you're the driver, like we went out to a bar probably about maybe a month and a half ago, and we were out for like 6 hours, and I had 1 shot and 1 beer.
Yeah,
that 1 shot when I first got there, awful, horrific. Granted, it was like Jose Cuervo silver, like bottom shelf shit, but still, I think a warm tequila and warm whiskey are like 1A and 1B. I don't know how people just sip warm whiskey on like a cold winter's day.
Yeah, they just get it neat.
Yeah, that's gross.
Fucking psychopaths.
Do you remember the first time you ever bought? I remember the first time I got an old fashioned, because I was like, oh, I like whiskey. Didn't realize it was basically just straight whiskey.
Okay, I'm a big old fashioned guy. I'm a big old fashioned guy.
It's just chilled whiskey with like an orange rind and some sugar. I was like 21. I was like, okay, this sounds good. Thinking it was gonna be like a whiskey Coke. Fuck no. And
Bro,
I was with my in-laws.
How long did you try to drink the old fashioned and look like you were like
2 sips and then I just chugged it. I couldn't do it anymore. And then it was with Kaylee's parents, and her dad was like, "Oh, you want another one?" I was like, "Absolutely not."
I think I'm good on this one. I was
like, "Yeah, let's get a beer."
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, okay." I was like, yeah, they're kind of expensive. I just want a beer. I'd
A
rather
little
just sip on a beer.
expensive. It's early in the day. Let's just stick to some beer for a little bit.
Yeah, it was awful.
But no, since I've cut back, I've almost switched entirely to tequila. I don't know how Kaylee does Jose Cuervo or 1800.
No, she doesn't. Well, it's only when we're out and we're taking a shot. What do you think she drinks, Nick? She drinks Casamigos.
Oh, Casamigos is delicious.
Dude, it still tastes like shit.
No.
I had a shot of Don Julio 1942. It's like $160 a bottle. She bought it. Fucking awful. Still tasted awful.
Oh, see, no. Okay, yeah. No, you know what? I mean, Kyle, you can leave. Kaylee can replace you.
That's fine. Have fun.
Because, I mean, tequila is delicious.
It's gross, Nick. So it's a good segue because we're gonna bounce around a little bit here. We're gonna go basically 3/4 of the way down the list. I'm going to Vegas for 4th of July, so only one episode this week. Why does everybody say when you go on vacation before you have a kid, hey, be careful? Like, if you're getting belligerently drunk with just you and your wife, I have news for you. That means you probably don't like your wife. Like, if you have to get blacked out drunk.
Hold on. Sometimes my favorite time to get belligerently drunk is hanging out with my wife. I get that. Proof positive. I'm literally sitting in front of you hammered. Only person I've hung out with today is my wife and my baby.
Yeah, but I'm saying, is she belligerently drunk right now?
No.
It's fine if one of you is belligerently drunk and the other one isn't. But if you are both you have to be belligerently drunk to be around each other on vacation, you probably just don't like each other that much. Like
that, or you're just not getting laid.
Yeah, or yeah. You're just.
I mean, I don't know what people have told you, unnamed listener. I don't know what people have told you in the past, but if you and your wife are absolutely shit hammered, no one's getting laid.
No, what you're going to do is fall asleep with the shower on because you were going to take a shower, but you just wanted to shut your eyes for a couple minutes on the bed.
Or you fall asleep in the shower.
Yeah.
You ever done that? Yeah. You ever been so drunk you were like, I know what this needs, a shower. And you turn on a lukewarm shower and you lay in the bottom with the shower running and fall asleep?
So I have a confession to make as well. After our beer tasting episode, week 1 of the NFL, I went downstairs, turned on the Jets game, and the TV was doing the thing when you look at your iPhone, it just keeps going up and up and up and up, and you have to shut one eye. My TV was doing that. It was 1:05 kickoff, Nick. At halftime, I sat in the shower with it scorching hot, because I take scorching hot showers, and Kaylee opened the shower curtain and just found me sitting naked on the floor.
Curtain. Jets lost. Shut the curtain.
No, she didn't. She was just like, are you okay? And I was like, I just need to sober up a little. And I just sat there for 40 minutes blasting hot water on me. It did not work.
Yeah, no, that was a shit show and a half.
That was one of the most hungover I've ever been.
Yeah, absolutely. And we were hungover by 4:00.
Oh, yeah. I missed the entire... There's nothing more I love than watching this full slate of NFL.
As well. I took off the next day of work.
I did not.
I 100% was like, hey, can't do it.
So I slept the entire 4:00, and I woke up during the Sunday night game. I was like, I haven't eaten the entire day. I think I had 2 keto waffles, because I was doing keto, I think, at that point. Right before I chugged a whole bunch of beer, so it didn't matter. I think I had 2 keto waffles, and I remember just rolling out of bed at 8:30 at night, going to McDonald's and getting 2 mix and matches. I got 4 McDoubles to eat.
Dude, there's a reason that Zach hasn't come back from the show. And I mean, Zach, if you're listening, this is why we can't hang. Yeah, Zach is built different.
We just can't do it. It's just not good for our health.
I mean, if we were going to, I mean, because we talked about it, he's a transplant Bills fan.
Mm-hmm.
If we were going to a Bills game, oh, we could throw the fuck down.
I would be, I'd be doing the thing where they pour me a shot and you go to take it and you throw it past the side of your mouth and hope nobody sees. That's the only way.
That's what you would do?
That's the only way I would survive.
Oh man, I'd throw down with Zach. I would, get into the gridiron. But
You'd be jumping off tables.
oh,
or jumping through
absolutely,
tables.
dude! I'm setting that table on fire and jumping through it.
You're like Evil Knievel of drunk people.
I'm like stupid Knievel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if we're going to a Bills game, I'm going all out. But Zach, I wasn't prepared to sit in my house, and by 1:30 in the afternoon, the room is absolutely spinning.
I remember I thought I did myself a favor by saving like a quarter of the peanut butter beer for Kaylee to try. I was like, oh, I'll just save a quarter of this one. That'll help me stay, like, not get too drunk. Didn't realize they were all like 8%, 9% alcohol. And we drank.
I mean, Zach 100% knew what he was doing.
Well, yeah, of course he did, but yeah. I would like to say again, congratulations on getting a house. I think it was a very important step that you did not announce it on the on Neighbors Radio, strictly because we are the biggest mushes of all time. We said we are an
I
NC
needed to
State,
wait until we were under contract.
Well, we said we were an NC State baseball podcast. We endorsed them. Not within 48 hours, they were sent home from Omaha.
Couldn't have been more than 36 hours.
They were out of Omaha.
They fell under COVID protocols and got kicked out of Omaha.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous.
In front of a record crowd. Tell me how that makes sense.
Yeah, the entire thing, no matter where you stand on COVID, it was just completely ridiculous. And then it came out with the NCAA had like a side party that was like doing studies for investigation stuff for him, and they recommended NC State not be kicked out. And the NCAA is like, we don't care.
NCAA was like, nah, fuck that, they're out.
So I will give credit where credit is due for the NCAA, because the athletes are finally going to be able to get paid on name, image, and likeness.
Oh, I believe this had nothing to do with the NCAA.
Oh, no.
This had everything to do with the Supreme Court, nothing to do with the NCAA.
And that's fine.
And it goes a long way in describing how fucked up the NCAA has been for the better part of 100 years, when the Supreme Court votes 9-0 on an issue. Mm-hmm. Not 7-2, not 8-1, 9-0. No matter what aisle they sat on, they agreed on the fact the NCAA, Mark Emmert, you lead a corrupt bullshit organization.
So it got me thinking though, Nick. What is the best job for an NCAA athlete to have? Is it like a Terrell Pryor where we're trading some like Instagram ads for some tattoos? Is it a car dealership? Because all these guys are getting cars. At the University of Georgia, I believe they all drive Chargers or Challengers. It's one or the other. I worked with a guy who played baseball at UGA, and he said every single football player got some type of they had like some type of job there, and that's like what their pay was, a car. So what would be the best job to have if you were a college athlete? What would you want to do most?
I don't know. The autographs for tattoos is pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you look at Terrell Pryor, from the time he got to Ohio State to the time that he graduated, he was sleeved up.
I believe they call it blasted. Is the term. He was tatted up. I think anything where you can just sit at home and just be like, I'm going to do fucking ads for like this boombox company or like this like beer chugging stick. And it's like, all you got to do is just like make some stupid Instagram videos. And they're like, yeah, here's like, $500. And you just do like 4 of those a month, $2,000, $2,000 in college a month. You are rich.
Oh yeah. You're rolling in it. You're getting kegs left and right. Cause all the food for the athletes is provided for.
Yeah. The protein shakes, all that stuff. And
I think back to the 80s with SMU and the death penalty and OU, Oklahoma and all that. Like Brian Bosworth, I believe, so that was one of the things that I loved to do in high school was like read autobiographies and autobiographies, and biographies of these athletes that I didn't get to see play. but that I knew were all-time greats. Whether it's Brian Bosworth, Eric Dickerson.
You know who we need more stuff on? Marcus Dupree. That's
yes,
the guy we need
yes,
more information
I need more info. But I remember it was either Eric Dickerson or Brian Bosworth, one of the two. I remember reading about the fact that, like, there was a whole thing about, like, their mom, got a brand new car, and then one of them got a brand new house. And, bro, I mean, it sounds like to me that they didn't even have to do an ad for a car.
I mean,
dealership.
Reggie Bush got a Hummer and a house and lost his Heisman Trophy. So does Reggie Bush get his Heisman Trophy back? That seems fair.
That is fair. Also, does USC get that national championship back?
I will vote yes.
What about Louisville? What about Rick Pitino's 10-second or less?
Rick Pitino doesn't get it just because he has the tattoo and it's funny. If everybody else got everything back, but they were like Louisville.
I mean, it wasn't image or likeness. It was like strippers and prostitutes, but
yeah. No, Rick Pitino, no. Everybody else, yes. So that's where we're gonna fall on this. Mr. Pasta Sauce going down his leg. Second thing I want to touch on, Nick. So we were a pro NC State podcast.
Okay.
And we mush them. Does that mean we have to be a pro Gary V podcast to mush him, or can we just be anti Gary V?
I'm pretty. Oh man, this is tough. It's tough because Gary V gave us one of our most viral tweets we've ever done.
He did.
But I'm pretty comfortable being an anti Gary V pod.
Okay, that's fine. And I'm not like. It's so weird because I understand like Gary V does a lot of good, and
Gary V strikes me as the type of guy that people grow up in less than favorable circumstances. Gary V strikes me as the type of guy to look at someone and say, "Just stop being poor."
I don't know. I mean, he grew up pretty poor, but my thing with Gary V is like, just chill out, man. Like, I think if he wasn't, like, so over the top about every last thing...
If he wasn't mainlining Adderall and Vyvanse.
Yeah. The video clip that just pushed me over the edge was a video of him sitting, and he's talking to some dude who's, like, 25. He's like, how old are you? The kid's like, oh, I'm 25. He's like, you're a baby. That's nothing. He's like, I would rip my arms and legs off to be 25 again. Start all over. Just because I love the game. No, you wouldn't, you motherfucker.
Chill the fuck out, man. Chill the fuck out.
I'm going to get 4 horses, and we're going to attach your arms and legs. I'm going to get them to run in a separate direction. And you're going to look like the fucking stump from Monty Python's and the Holy Grail.
Tis just a flesh wound.
Yeah, what good is that going to do for you if you're 24 and you can't move, Gary V? Shut the fuck up.
That's not even what I'm talking about. But...
No, I know.
Just the fact that he wants to, like... Bro, you can't just make him
cut off my hand. If he said I would cut off my left hand, that's something that's like almost kind of believable because he's like cutting his age in half, and it's like, all right, you can get away with having one hand. No arms or legs, Nick. You know how inconvenient that would be.
It's a bit much.
Yeah,
but here's the thing: is like I guarantee he's like, oh, I wish I could go back to be 25 and know what I know now. Yeah, we all fucking would, bro. If I could go back to being 15. Knowing what I know now, I mean, I'd probably have AIDS.
Would you?
Oh, I mean,
that's just a hot take.
That's a leap and a half. I said it.
I feel like it would be the exact opposite if you knew everything. You'd be like, hey, maybe I shouldn't do some of that dumb stuff.
Okay, that's fair. All right, that's fair. Very fair.
I thought you were gonna say like a millionaire.
Okay, I would be a millionaire. I would be I would be Magic Johnson.
That's still, I mean, you would be. I'm just going to assume you're saying you'd be horrible at Twitter. No, I would be a billionaire because all I would do, not a billionaire, but probably be a millionaire. I would do.
I said it and I was like, "How'd you get here, Nick?"
Yeah, it's the Michael Scott. Sometimes I start a sentence and I hope I could figure it out when I finish.
Yeah, but I didn't. I would be Magic Johnson.
I would take out every penny I made. I would take as many loans as I could and just buy a ton of Bitcoin. And then just be like, all right, well, at this date, it's going to hit like $20,000. I'm going to 10x my money, give the money back, and then you just have all this money just sitting around. that you can't really ever get to, but it's cool to be like on paper. And then you know what you're on? You're on like 60 Minutes. It's like the Bitcoin genius, and it's me. And I have like a chin strap because I'm 19 and double ears pierced.
You ever wonder if we ever saw like a Bitcoin like billionaire and he's missing like his right hand? You ever think you think you and I will look at it and be like, I know what you did.
Cut his hand off to go back in time.
He cut his fucking hand off to go back in time.
He listened to Gary Vee.
Yeah, I mean he went back to 2004 and instead of paying 47,000 Bitcoins for that Domino's pizza, he was like, you know what? I'll pay in cash this time.
Yeah. What was worse? The Domino's pizza guy paying like whatever it was 10,000 Bitcoin, or the guy who lost his hard drive and then was just searching through the dumps to try to find it?
I think the extended just agony of searching through dumpsters trying to find a hard drive is 100% worse. At least if I know that I just
I fucked up
on an impulse
Yeah.
impulse, I just spent 10,000 Bitcoin on a pizza. I go, but you know what? That's an L. Yeah, I'll take that. I fucked up. What do you want from me? I operated with the information that I had at the time.
What's the I fucked up the UConn coach? I fucked up. I took what the hell's the guy's name? I want to say Emeka Okafor. It's not.
Kevin
They're
Ollie?
not. What? I don't know. He's a good. They're not bad. Like that's like I fucked up. I paid for the pizza with Bitcoin. The pizza wasn't bad. Like that's what it is.
Was it $60 million pizza? No.
But it was satisfying at the time. Yeah. No. I think you're right. I think you're 100% right there. Now, speaking of people losing limbs and arms and legs, The Sopranos. Those guys, the Mafia took out a lot of arms and legs, but guess what's back, Nick?
Dude, I didn't even know this was in production. I just got absolutely dick slapped by the trailer that you retweeted.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, my response to the tweet says it all. Oh shit! Oh fuck! Oh my god! Like, well, I don't know what to do.
Dude, do you know it's James Gandolfini's son playing?
I did. Did you know James Gandolfini's son never saw The Sopranos until after he auditioned for the role?
I did not know that. That's like I'm trying to think. That's like LeBron James's son being like, I never watched a basketball game.
Right?
That's
yeah.
how-
LeBron James' son be like, never really took to basketball.
Yeah, I mean this. What's it called? It's called the Saints of Newark.
Yeah.
This is going to be a movie that I'm going to put a must-watch stamp on before it even comes out.
For sure. I mean, I must have watched the trailer 37 times trying to pick out different characters.
I watched it.
I want to know who Ray Liotta is.
So that's what I thought. I was like, is that Dickie? But it's not. But I couldn't figure. It was Ray Liotta in The Sopranos. Kaylee thought he had a cameo at some point. Which I mean, he's had a cameo in every Mafia movie ever, so it would make sense.
I don't think he had a cameo because I was thinking maybe he's playing Tony Soprano's dad.
Okay.
But then in the show, I distinctly remember that it wasn't Ray Liotta that was Tony Soprano's dad. I feel like it was too close to Goodfellas for David Chase to cast Ray Liotta as Tony Soprano's dad because I feel like it would be too much of a layup.
Yeah.
Like oh, of course, fucking Ray Liotta's Tony Soprano's dad.
So what are your thoughts on Carmela being Tony's mom in this movie?
Is she?
I'm pretty sure she's Tony's mom.
I don't think so.
I thought when the teacher was talking to Tony's mom in the trailer, it was Carmela.
I thought it was the chick from The Conjuring.
I'm not sure. Only time will tell.
Kyle,
Oh,
fill the dead air. I'm looking it up.
Only time will tell. But for people that have never watched The Sopranos, because I had people that had never watched The Sopranos sending me the trailer because they know how much I love that show. It is a literal top 3 TV show of all time.
No. Oh my God.
You're saying no, it's not?
Oh, sorry. No, you're good. Sorry.
No, it's literally one of the best shows. No matter if you like mafia stuff or not, there's so many storylines in it. There's so many ways they go about covering the different characters, and it's got the best side characters out of any show on TV because the cast is so wide. You have to think about a mafia family, and we talked about this with Jeff Nadeau, how they have the bosses, the underbosses, like all these different levels. They're all covered perfectly in this show, and it gives you a time where it's a throwback to like kind of almost a time where I was a little jealous of that I wasn't older in like the late 90s and early 2000s, because it seems like it was like technology was just starting to come about, but it wasn't over the top. Like social media really wasn't a thing, but you had cell phones, you had the ability to like listen to CDs and shit, but you could still kind of go about and live your life without having to have everything online. So it's a perfect like nostalgia, great show to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's for me, it's Sopranos, Breaking Bad, and Sons of Anarchy in my top 3.
Yeah, Sopranos is one of my favorite shows I've ever watched. It's one of if not the top of my quarantine watches.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like, but it was the quarantine lasted a while. We mowed through a lot of shows and stuff that we needed to catch up on. We watched Breaking Bad, really good. We watched The Sopranos. Sopranos is one of, if not the favorite watch of quarantine. And you flew through it because you texted me like, I'm starting Sopranos, and then at like one point you were like, how the hell is Chrissy one of your favorite characters? And I'm like, how far in are you that he's already got bad? Like, literally just cranked through it in like 2 weeks. It took me months to watch it. I want it on record that I don't care if there was a GQ article about this.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough people talked about Furio's shirts.
Yes, there was not.
Furio's shirts were immaculate.
Furio was one of the best side characters.
I mean, we shout out to Jeff Nadeau. He asked the question, "Who is your favorite character in The Sopranos?" Or what did he fucking say?
Best side characters.
Best side character.
He said best character, not Tony or Paulie Walnuts.
Well, yeah. Here's my thing. Paulie Walnuts isn't even one of my favorite characters. Paulie Walnuts at a certain point just started. He turned.
Well, we could say the point where Paulie Walnuts becomes bad when he kills that old innocent lady.
Okay, that's not even the point though for me. The point for me, he just did, like, over time he became grating.
Yeah,
he became grating on my fucking nerves. You know who never got old for me was fucking Silvio. Silvio was incredible.
So was, I know you think it's a little bit of a pussy pick for me, but Bobby Baklava, all-time guy because never got his hands dirty. Just was like always there collecting the money.
Okay, yeah, no,
never really
Bobby Baklava is definitely
by.
a pussy move. Absolutely. But speaking of pussy move, Big Pussy was a great character.
Yeah, R.I.P.
R.I.P. No spoilers.
Not around very long.
No spoilers.
Honestly, we forgot one of the worst. Jackie Aprile Jr. Horrible character.
Yeah, no. Spoiler alert, when he got...
On a 20-year-old show, there's no more spoilers, Nick.
When he got popped in the back of the head, I was just like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God that story arc's over.
Yeah, we didn't have to follow this guy any longer.
But as a matter of just some housekeeping here, I was right. The chick that plays Livia in the movie has played, oh God, what has she been in? Filmography.
Also, Tony's mom dying and them just putting a hologram, like a late 90s hologram of her in the show. Horrible touch. I know you couldn't replace her with just like some other grandma off the street, but just having her just random floating head on somebody else's body was horrific.
Yeah, no, it's the chick from The Conjuring.
Okay.
Her name's Vera Farmiga. Vera Farmiga. There we go. Yeah.
All right.
But I thought when I saw the trailer, I was like, is that the chick from The Conjuring? Sure enough.
There we go. Well, it's good to know. it's a must watch. We will immediately give a review on it. Now, those guys spent a ton of money. I can't imagine how much money they spent on filming this, because I'm sure it's going to be very, very expensive. Do you think they need to take a loan out from Kodak Black?
I mean, at that point, they'll have to take a loan out from the fucking septic company.
Kodak Black is literally flushing money down the toilet, people.
I don't get it. I get that you're like, bro, I'm so rich, I can just flush money down the toilet. Okay. Sure, we get it, you're rich. You know what else we get? That you're a fucking douchebag.
Yeah, and it wasn't like ones he was flushing. These were Blueface $100 bills that were going right into the toilet. Why don't you just give them away? Why don't you make them paper airplanes? Throw them out of a building. Throw them off you. Go to the tallest building in your city, go to the top and make paper airplanes and throw them out.
Yeah, it's instead of, go to the top of the building and just let it rain $100 bills. Like tell me that's not a scene out of a fucking movie, Kodak Black. You know what's not out of the scene of a movie and is more like, I don't know, an Instagram fucking live, is you standing over a toilet that you just took a shit in and flushing money down the toilet. That's never making it to a movie. You know where that's going? Straight to Instagram Live. Straight to DVD.
Yeah, exactly. And that's going to like the 99 cent bin at like your local Walgreens.
That's going right next to National Treasure, the second one.
Okay. Have I ever said this on the show? I was in the National Treasure movie, the first one?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I bring that up at any point I can because I don't know about you guys.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. No, I mean the movie scene of Kodak Black flushing money down the toilet as he's like, yeah, that's going right in the 99 cent bin right next to National Treasure 2.
Yeah. What is the one thing that you've literally flushed money down the toilet on as an adult?
This podcast probably.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair. I'm trying to think. I've definitely had some really dumb purchases where I bought like a t-shirt in the moment where I'm like, this thing is going to be so funny for years to come. And then like literally 2 months later, no one cares about it. Like my Coach Doug's shirt, I wear that out and people will be like, oh, Doug's, that's cool. I thought that was going to be like a thing.
You thought that was going to fucking play.
Yeah, I thought that was going to be a movement. Now it's like wearing like a sarcastic t-shirt about like a Monty Python and the Holy Grail shirt. That's like essentially, it's become a novelty t-shirt where it's like a Sandlot shirt. And so like 3 people will come up to you and you'll be like, oh, that's a cool shirt. That's like, I have a ton of those just laying around.
Yeah, I've got a lot of shirts, a lot of, I don't regret this because, at this point it is a limited time offer. What the fuck is going on in there?
Nick's got a ghost in his house. I did hear something, Nick, so you're not going crazy.
I don't know what the fuck's going on here. But I don't regret this because now it's a limited time offer product. But the I'm Blocked by Rico Bosco shirt, that's definitely an inside shirt. I can't wear that in public because people are like, "Who is Rico Bosco?" And that introduces conversations I don't want to have. I don't want to explain my shirt to you.
They're like, "Who is he?" And then you explain it, and you're like, "All right, so why are you blocked?" You're like, "Well, it's kind of a long story." So anytime somebody says anything bad about him, he gets blocked. And so we went at him for 6 months straight because he didn't want to come on our podcast. And then we had people that were very nice to us to come on the podcast, and then they didn't like that. And so he went as far to go to our personal accounts.
Oh yeah. No, he didn't just block KBR. No,
he did.
He went to KBR, looked at our profile, and said, co-hosts, and went to each individual co-host and blocked each one of us. Kyle, I have to follow him on a burner to know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't think I follow him on anything.
I follow him on a burner, and it's the burner that I use for porn accounts.
For porn accounts?
Yeah,
I did not know you have a burner. Do you just like tweet porn gifs?
No. Hey, $100 to whoever can find my burner.
Are you Jim Brown right now?
What do you mean?
What is it? Was it not Jim Brown?
James Brown. Or...
James Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Is that what you're doing, Nick?
No.
No, not James Brown. Who the fuck was the NFL running back? Yeah, it was James Brown. Hang on, let me see. With the gym instructor sucking the cock or whatever. He tweeted out the link.
Yeah, no, that was the Inside the NFL guy. That was James Brown, I think.
Okay, well, you need to give some detail of what you're talking about.
Absolutely not. I won't.
Nick has it's just a fetish account now that Nick is going to read.
If anyone can find it, kudos to you. I mean, absolute kudos to you. I mean, I don't know how you do it, but good luck.
I mean, you can search by phone number on Twitter.
I'm not stupid enough to have that.
Oh, I guess so, Nick.
Yeah, no, it's James Brown. Inside. Yeah. It's the inside.
I have the tweet up, and then I realized that people from my new job know I have a podcast.
I got it, Kyle. Don't worry. James Brown, Inside the NFL on HBO. Sexy little brunette bitch sucking and fucking her personal trainer's big cock.
I gave you the cliff notes of it.
Damplips.com.
The good thing is my company thinks I have a baseball podcast. Somehow that's what they think. They think
what
that
a
I
rude awakening.
Just talk.
Okay.
Talk
So
Diamond.
along those notes, Kyle. I just got the ESPN ticker. What is it?
Mississippi State?
Mississippi State, bottom of the ninth, 9-0.
You hate to see it. Vandy's coach is one of the most annoying guys in all of baseball. Simply because he always preaches doing the right thing, being men of integrity, doing this. If you were a real man of honor, wouldn't you have been like, we don't want a cakewalk to the championship. We want to play NC State. How do we make this happen?
Wait a minute. So this was game 3?
This is the champion. This is for all the marbles.
Oh, yeah, final.
So final. Yeah, Mississippi State just won.
Mississippi State just absolutely dog-walked Vanderbilt.
Yeah, they impressively too over the last 2 games because Vandy beat them 8-2 in the first game. Then Mississippi State won last night 13-2 or something like that, and 9-0. So they outscored them 25 or 22 to 2 or 3 in the last 2 games.
Yeah, and
absolutely unreal.
I mean,
I'd like to be the first
honestly,
to wish
I know
Brandon Walker congratulations.
Yeah, Brandon Walker.
Maybe he can come on the podcast.
I mean, he'll be on a victory lap.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, as it stands right now, we've got a pretty healthy amount of sports going on right now. We have the conference finals going on in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
That was talking NBA.
Chris Paul, he's not hurt, and he doesn't have to be in COVID protocol anymore. Talking NBA,
talking basketball, and right now, I mean, something that you and I, something you and I both enjoy. A little bit of hockey,
a little bit of puck.
Right now, end of the second period, the Lightning up 1-0 in the series. Going into the third period, 2-1 up on the Canadiens.
I have a question.
Okay.
Why do they call the Canadians the Habs?
The Habs?
Habs.
Why do they call them that?
Yeah.
No fucking idea.
So not gonna lie, I'm not a because they play in the Western Conference even though they're on the East, right?
No.
For some reason I thought Montreal was in the Western Conference. So they're in the Eastern Conference.
Correct.
I kept thinking they were calling the Colorado Avalanche the Habs.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, Avalanche and Hab are kind of close, but not really. If you want to call them the Habs, maybe. But I don't know why. It's a nickname that makes no fucking sense.
Okay. So here. The Montreal Canadiens, colloquially known as the Habs, are a professional ice hockey team based in Montreal. They compete in the National Hockey League as a member of the Atlantic Division of the Eastern Conference. Other nicknames for the teams include Les Canadiens or Le Canadien, Le Bleu Blanc Rouge, so like the blue, white, and red.
Mm-hmm. Again, those make sense.
Yep. La Saint Flanelle, Le Tricolore, so like the three colors.
Mm-hmm.
Les Glorieux, or contrarily, No Glorieux, Le CH, Le Grand Club, or Les Habitants.
See, all those, even the French ones, probably make sense. Habs just doesn't make sense.
Here, Les
Okay,
Habitants, which is Les Habitants, if we're gonna pronounce it in English.
Mm-hmm.
Les Habitants is what the Habs is derived from.
Okay. Is that so? Does that just mean the habitants? Like, they inhabit Montreal?
So,
If I had to guess.
habitants, or French habitants, were French settlers and inhabitants of the French region who farmed the land along the two shores of the St. Lawrence River and the Gulf in what is present-day province of Quebec in Canada. So, it's basically like the Habs are the Quebecanites? Quebecers.
That doesn't sound right. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I guess thank you for breaking it down. Lightning, I think, maybe Lightning in 4, probably Lightning in 5, if I had to guess.
Oh, yeah, this isn't going more than 5.
And hopefully I can get to Vegas in time to get a little bet in on the Lightning.
Yeah, when do you leave?
Friday.
So
that should be game 3.
Yeah, you should have time. I don't know because
I'm not going to land in time, but I can for game 4.
Well, yeah, but here's the thing: I don't know if you'll get your money's worth. I don't know. I mean,
yeah, you're gonna have to lay a lot of money down to get any type of profit on them, right?
Right. I mean, at this point, the Lightning have to be at least like minus 250 to win the series.
Yeah. So I have a question, Nick. You went to Vegas not too long ago. Well, I guess it was a while ago, but
about
2018,
2 years ago.
19? Was it 19?
2 years ago. Yep.
You wore your Life's Too Short to Bet the Undershirt. Should I wear my Life's Too Short to Bet the Undershirt?
For sure. Then you should take pictures in the same spot in the Flamingo.
I was going to say,
garden.
Well, I was going to say we could do, because is it a picture of you and your wife?
No, it's just a picture of me just cheesing the fuck up.
I was going to say, if it was a picture of you and your wife, we have to find the exact same spot, but reverse the seats. So, like, if you sat on the right, I sit on the left, and then we could Photoshop me over your wife, and we're just both wearing the same shirt right next to each other.
Well, even if we do it this way, we can just Photoshop it so you and I are standing next to each other.
Yeah, like, I have to, like, put my, like, arm behind, like, a rail, like up like I have it, like, on your shoulder or something like that.
For sure,
or maybe
definitely.
Going around your waist. That shirt is a little too small for me now. I bought that shirt about 4 years ago, and it has gone through the dryer one too many times.
Yeah, no, that shirt's no longer white for me.
Oh, yeah, it's turned like that weird yellow color when you sweat through a shirt too many times.
Absolutely.
So, but yeah, so I would like to wish all of our listeners a happy 4th. Now, one last thing. Baseball and the 4th of July go hand in hand. It's like a 4th of July and apple pie, right? Nick, what would you do if you were an MLB player and someone stole your walkout song?
I would need to know if it was a conscious decision.
Okay.
I would need to know.
A man of many thoughts. I would just go crazy.
Really? See, here's the thing. I'd be like, man, that's crazy. We have the same walkout.
So crazy.
That's fucking wild.
And say they took it on purpose. So what we're talking about right now, Jock Peterson took Edwin Diaz's walkout music. Edwin Diaz is a closer. Jock Peterson is an outfielder. Those two things typically do not match up at all. Pitcher's walkout music and position player walkout music are completely different.
You think? I see. Here's the thing. I don't know the difference.
Yeah, walkouts for position players are usually much shorter because you're walking from the on deck circle to the batter's box. A closer, you are going. The music is starting before you open the bullpen door.
And also, my thing is, so I mean, Edwin Diaz is obviously of Hispanic descent.
You don't say.
I have found that a lot of times it's, it's music from their culture that they use.
Yes, he has a
So is Jock Peterson using is Edwin Diaz? I'm gonna go out and let me just say he's Dominican Republic. Is he using Dominican music?
That I don't know.
Because that's when you start appropriating someone else's culture, that's when it gets a little touchy there, Jock Peterson.
Yeah, I'm gonna play his music now. It's like horns almost. Let's see. I'm on a YouTube video with 40K views. It's filmed from a mile in the air. Wait, this isn't his walkout music. This is it.
Okay. For me, that's toeing the line.
Dollars for donuts. That's dicey.
For me, that is toeing the line, Jock Peterson, and not because you're stealing another man's walkout music, because that is dangerously close to having. For lack of a better term, this is like if you had a Mexican player on your team and you're the white player and you're like, you know what? I'm going to get this guy. I'm going to have mariachi music when I walk out. And everyone's like,
don't know if you
not
should do that.
A great look.
Mm-hmm. Edwin Diaz needs to drill him, right? If they play.
Who was Jock Peterson playing for?
Jock Peterson I don't think he was traded. I think he was a free agent this year. I think he's on the Cubs.
Okay, that checks out.
If I'm remembering correctly. Jock Peterson's brother, also super cool dude. He has Down syndrome, but is awesome. Mm-hmm. Anytime he's at the home run derby, he's a hoot. Jock Peterson is on the Cubs. I was right.
I mean, also, Jock Peterson in the home run derby is, just fucking cranks.
Yeah. He hits the long ball, and chicks dig the long ball. So we will. I think it's just safe to say, as a podcast, it's safe to drill him, but it's got to be from the waist down. How about this? From the hip to above the knee. That's your target zone.
Oh, for sure.
Butt and thigh. I think Nick is. Is that's Cameron?
I fuck with this pretty hard.
Is that his walk-up music?
Who is this for? This is for Ian Happ.
Okay. Are you just looking through?
This is Cubs walk-up songs, April 2021.
Okay, well, he literally just changed it, like yesterday or 2 days ago. So anyway, this podcast got a little bit off the rails.
Oh, fuck it, I don't care. This is my thing. Like, if Jock Peterson walks up to the plate and this is his walk-up, problematic. We're
going to have a lot of copyright issues with this one. We're trying to go up on YouTube.
Yeah, that was Anthony Rizzo's walk-up. I don't know, man. I don't understand. Does he have beef with Edwin Diaz? That's the thing.
I don't think they probably barely have ever spoke to each other if they have.
Okay, see, I knew that Jock Peterson changed teams. I knew that he wasn't on the Dodgers anymore, but I didn't know where he went. now, knowing that he's not on the Mets and this isn't like a poking fun at each other, being like, haha, I'm using your walkout. And this is now a guy from another team. That's just fucking weird.
It's just like, hey, really like that song. Mind if I use it? It's like, yeah, kind of do.
I mean, you also got to think about, I mean, if Jock Peterson's using Edwin Diaz's music, you have to imagine that Edwin Diaz takes up absolutely 0.0% of the real estate within Jock Peterson's head.
Yeah, just not intimidated.
Because, I mean, if you're a hitter and you're using the walkout, I mean, you don't really care.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're using the closer's walk-up and you're just like, oh, that was weird. We have the same walk-up.
What if they lead off the ninth inning? It's Jock Peterson versus Edwin Diaz, whose music's actually being played.
Right. It's just a loop.
Makes you think. Time's a flat circle.
Makes you think.
But anyway, again, I'd like to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Be safe. Have fun. Don't pull a Jason Pierre-Paul if you're lighting off fireworks. Don't light anything with a short fuse.
Yo, I don't know why when you said don't pull a Jason Pierre-Paul, I thought of Juan Pierre.
If you're gonna pull Juan Pierre, he hit like 320 in a bunch of seasons. He was a pretty. If you're gonna be a wiffle ball player, Juan Pierre is a good one to be. Getting on base a lot.
Steal bases.
Yeah, play good defense. But have fun. Enjoy the weekend. If you're at like a barbecue, maybe like and you're on like Bluetooth, maybe go ahead and play the episode.
Yeah, who knows? Who knows? I mean, a year ago today, we had an Olympian on this episode.
And now look at us.
Look at us.
Look at us. We're limping our way to the end.
Who'd have thought?
Who would have thought? Not me.
I mean, we got big things coming up. Obviously, earlier in the episode, I mentioned it. I was in the middle of looking for a house. So my time hasn't been well spent on this podcast. Going forward, we have big plans. As always, continue to grow the brand. Tell a friend. Tell your sister, your brother, your mother.
Like the episode.
Like the episode. Share the video.
But where can people find you online?
They can find me on Twitter at KneeBraceNick. They can find me on Instagram. On Twitter at FumblinBumblin. And then on Instagram, you can find me at KneeBraceNick.
All right, you guys can find me Kyle_Craig36 on Twitter, Kyle_Craig4 on Instagram. All social media is just going to be at KneeBrace Radio. Like, subscribe, share. We'll talk to you next week. How's that sound?
Sounds good. See you.
Peace.